that was so nice. Thank you. Okay, so first of all, congrats to all of my Dr. Hellish Advisory. Give it up. Yeah. Awesome speeches, and thank you for choosing me. Also, Coach Juan's. And yeah, let's go. Could you spread your legs a little bit more? Asked the nurse to me as he gently patted my body. I twitched as I felt the all too familiar cold cleaning wipes gliding across my skin, slowly removing the blood that accumulated overnight. The process never stops being invasive, though I know it's another step in my recovery. I can tell the piercing laugh of SpongeBob from the TV in the corner is comforting or making me feel more alienated from my present circumstance. My attention shifts to the unknown group of ambitious medical residents staring at me. I wonder why they're able to chase their dreams while I'm stuck, lying naked and powerless, the subject of their note-taking. Still, having sacrificed my independence, I'm happy knowing that I have waited for this moment my whole life. Hours before, I underwent a kidney transplant. I was born in Mexico City with approximately 64 ounces of urine in my body in hope of living another day. Since my first breath, doctors knew that one day my own kidneys would no longer sustain me, and I would need to seek life from someone else. Growing up, the scars around my upper body sparked questions from my friends. Although these questions expressed pure curiosity, they made me realize that I was different. When my friends called me names like El Piñatas, which means like no, or Frankenstein Jr., I laughed to make the best out of the situation. But it reminded me that I would never be like them. I remember being slowly wheeled into the preparation room, feeling the weight of what was about to happen pressing down on me. As the nurses connected IVs and tubes to my body, my attention was drawn to an elderly man on the bed next to me, perhaps in his late 80s, taking what appeared to be his final breaths. In that moment, the beautiful irony of life unfolded before me. I was about to receive a second chance at life, while he was preparing to leave his life behind. As I stared at him, our eyes met, and suddenly, the room felt like a bridge between life and death, where our paths were about to take different directions. Surrounded by silence, he smiled at me, and it felt as if death itself was gently reminding me of the preciousness of life. I wanted to reach out to him to acknowledge this profound moment, but instead, I was rolled toward the OR. As I glanced at him one last time, his gentle smile lingered, filling me with a strange sense of peace. I remember a tear rolling down my face, but not from fear, but from the deep realization that I was about to be reborn. For years, I've been asking myself the question of why me? Why did I have to swallow countless pills while others lived carefree? Why did my blood have to get checked so often, while others barely knew the feeling of a needle? These questions lingered with me for most of my life. But now, as I stand here, healthy and strong before all of you guys, I'm proud to say that I finally understand. This disease was never a curse for me. It was a calling. It was a lesson in resilience and gratitude, and in seeing the world through a lens that many might never see. And while I once felt like I was alone in my struggle, I now realize that every single person in this room carries their own scars, the visible ones, the hidden ones, and the ones that shape us into who we are. The truth is that we all face moments where we feel powerless, where we question why life has dealt us with certain cards. But those cards don't define us. What defines us is our response to them. We're not the victims of our circumstances, but the authors of our own stories. So to anyone who has ever asked themselves, why me? I advise you to shift the question just a little. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? And how can I use my pain to create something meaningful? In my own experiences, I've come to realize that I just don't live for myself. I live for those who never had that second chance as I did. I live for the kids whose dreams never had the chance to bloom. And in the same way, each of us have a purpose that is greater than our struggles. These scars that we carry with us, whether physical or emotional, are not signs of weakness. They're proof of our battles, proof that we have endured, and lastly, these are proof that we're still here. And as long as we are here, We have the power to turn our pain into purpose, our struggles into strength, and our stories into hope for others. That is why I stand here before you today. That is why me, and that is why all of you. Because I believe that every single one of us has something to offer, something to rise above from, and something to give back to the world around us. So embrace your struggles, own your scars, and never forget that the hardest battles are fought by the bravest soldiers, and these often lead to the most rewarding lessons. This I believe. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.